Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. COVID-19, 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 COVID-19. I blow the wind of God from the state of Washington to the state of Maine to Brownsville, Texas, and the Triple Fork. Today, we speak to this atmosphere. Today, burn this thing. This virus hates heat. You just burn this thing. Burn, burn. I call for a supernatural heat wave straight out of hell. Burn, burn. COVID-19, 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 COVID-19. I blow the wind of God. You don't do it. You don't do it. You don't do it. You get out of here now. Burn. You don't do it. You don't do it. You don't do it. You get out of here. Burn this thing. COVID-19. 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 I blow the wind of God. You are destroyed forever, and you'll never be back.
What the fuck, bro?
What's up, everybody? I am sorry about the lighting. Whenever I do live streams during the day and it's a nice sunny day, my lighting in this room, which is the only room that I can broadcast from, the lighting sucks. So I do apologize for that in advance, people. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Let me see who's here. Got a lot of people, a lot of my favorite people in the house. Carla D, that girl. Wicked Witch. Save Robbie. All right. Well, Save Robbie. Thanks for jumping in and say what's up, dude. Love you too, buddy. Miss Lee. Norma Thomas. Stacy Marie. Breakfast Club. We got, I think that's it. Did I say that girl? That girl? Yeah, I said that girl. What's up, that girl? Yeah. So how about our new friend, Mr. Kenneth Copeland? Right? Dude is that dude. So I guess one of the luxuries of being a man of God is you can channel supernatural forces from hell to destroy disease. That's convenient. Way to go, Kenneth. Good job, buddy. So today we don't look. I'm gonna discuss a few things. Well, I mean, I don't have anything real pressing to talk about because there's stuff that I want to talk about and stuff that I shouldn't talk about, and those things are basically the same thing. So I probably won't really, but I'm gonna choose to basically just use this time just to check in with you guys. Don't really have anything new to say about the stock case. Tisha is scheduled to be in court in June. And I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but there is a possibility that I will be in the area of Colorado Springs when that time comes. And if that time comes, if that happens, you can expect a lot from this channel regarding that case. Whether or not that happens, it just depends on what I'm able to do whether I'm there or whether I'm still here. But there's a chance that I will be there, and if I am there, you can count on my game getting stepped up. But in the meantime, let's just assume I'm not going to be there, and I will continue to talk about the case the way that I have been, and keep you guys updated with my perspective on things, and we'll see. But like I said, today's just about hanging out and kind of just giving you guys a little something to listen to while you do jack shit like everybody is. TCH, how's it going? So oops, sorry about that, guys. First of all, my friend John Crimes was live really late last night or really early this morning, however you want to look at that. I randomly woke up at like 5 a.m. and saw the notification on my phone that he was live, and so I logged on, and he was speaking some pretty deep things, and he this is a guy who I've grown to really care about as a person, and respect as a creator, and like I said, as a person in general. If you guys have not watched John Crimes' videos, the latest ones that he's made, he's put a lot of work into them, and they're really good, and they're really insightful, and they're very touching, and he is incredible about advocacy for victims. So and he was very kind to drop a link for this channel in his chat. So those of you that are here or listening or watching on a replay or in the chat, who are here because John Crimes was kind enough to recommend me and give me a shout out, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you stick around. But John did a and mods, if I can get mods to drop links to John's channel for those of you who don't know John, or for those of you, and I don't see how you would know me and not know him, but for those of you who have not watched his videos, please watch his videos, and please like his videos, because he does put a lot of work into them. And one thing I can say about John is the feelings that you see in his videos, the feelings that he expresses are extremely genuine. And I know this because I speak to him regularly. We do chit chat, we do converse, and he is, when he puts out a video, he gives you his entire heart in that video. And so I'm privileged to get to call him a friend, and at some point maybe a collaborator. But again, so those of you who are here because John recommended this channel to you, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful to you. Another thing that I want to go over real quick. Now, as you guys know, I want to go ahead and I've done this before, but I really want to reiterate this, and I'm really happy that I have the mod team that I have, all my wrenches here. This is a great mod team. And I know I've talked about how much I appreciate you guys in past live streams, but I'm very, very proud of this team that I've chosen for this channel. And I'm so grateful to you guys for all your hard work and what you do. But I want to especially show some appreciation and love to Mingyuan. Everybody in this chat knows Mingyuan, and Mingyuan has been with me since the beginning, and she has a lot of health issues right now, and she's struggling with those health issues right now, and it really pains me. I was chatting with her last night, and she is currently in the hospital for complications with a kidney, in details that I don't really know, but she is hospitalized right now, and she is incredibly strong. Ever since I've known her, she's had these health issues that she deals with, and never once have I seen her attitude go negative. Never once have I seen her say, I can't do this. I can't deal with this. Her attitude is always not only positive, but it's to a level that is an example to people who have ailments. She realizes that not having strength is a luxury that she can't afford. She's an incredible mother to her little daughter named Lenore, and she, because she's bedridden most of the time, she's an incredible mother, but she also finds solace, and she finds peace and comfort in the social media and YouTube community. I just want her to know, and she's resting right now, rightfully so. I texted her and asked her if she was awake. I didn't want to take it any further than that, because it is it is the middle of the night in Australia, which is where she lives. And I'm sure she's resting right now. Thank goodness. I hope that she's going to feel better very, very soon and recover very, very soon. So for those of you who are people of faith, please send your prayers to Mingyuan, because if anyone deserves prayers and blessings, it is absolutely Mingyuan. I absolutely adore her, and I value her as a friend. And at the very least, I value her as a moderator, but I am proud to call her a friend. So please send love to Mingyuan and prayers, because if there's anyone that I know that will take those prayers and take that good energy to heart and be grateful for that and use it to build her own strength up, it's Mingyuan. She will most definitely do that. So your prayers will not fall on deaf ears in my beliefs. So, yeah, I got really emotional when I was speaking with her late last night. And, a lot of it probably had to do with the fact that I, had a lot of wine, but it was extremely emotional. And I just want to say that I'm very, very grateful for her. And And I know she's not listening right now because, like I said, she's resting, but hopefully I know she'll wake up at some point and she'll see that I went live, and then she'll say, I'm sorry I missed your live. And I'm be like, dude, we're 12 hours apart from each other, man. It's all good. Uh, you know, it's crazy. She's the kind of person that feels guilty about not being here and moderating the chat. And I have more than enough right now. I have more than enough capable moderators in here, and I'm very grateful to you all. So, Mingyuan, we all love you, and we wish you a very speedy recovery. And we very, very much value you and appreciate you. All of us do. So please get better soon. Guys, things always happen when these big cases happen, man. When these big cases happen, people tend to behave a certain way, and this is the thing. You have somebody like Mingyuan. Who uses this technology and this platform to make friends. She believes in this friendship, and she does everything that she can. And a lot of people are like this. Me personally, I enjoy my solitude. I have friends, but I have friends, and I have I'm a certain way. Where I kind of like to I like to keep a safe distance. I was social distancing emotionally my entire life. And I have friends. I have friends that accept this. They understand that this is something about me, and they respect that. They respect the fact that I am just I'm always going to be as kind and respectful to you as I can because I value your friendship. But just because I don't call you every day or talk to you does not mean that you don't mean something to me. And that doesn't mean that you don't mean a lot to me. So I'm just one of those people, and I'm okay with that. But some people aren't. Some people haven't been. It basically cost me my first mod team. The first draft, I was a rookie, so my judgment wasn't the best, but I don't regret it because it eventually led me to having the mod team that I have now, and I'm really, really grateful for that. So, having said that, I came across some information yesterday. A very, very close friend of mine brought something to my attention. They found something in some group that I'm not in, and it was trashy, and it was slanderous, and it didn't even make me mad. It didn't even make me mad. I was telling. I was chatting with Wicked Witch earlier, and I was basically saying that, and I think any YouTube creator will agree with me that haters are merely a symptom of a growing channel. So, the haters are going to happen. They're going to come. They're going to come out of places of jealousy, or they're going to come from places of bitterness because they just don't like the way their life is going and they got nothing better to do. But and then the person who posted this stuff in this group, I confronted them, and I was very polite, and this person was very polite back to me, actually. but they didn't take any accountability for their actions. Not really. I mean, they apologized, but it was, oh, well, somebody else gave me this and they had me post it and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but you posted it, and then there was this really slanderous comment that followed, and I was like, but you put that there, I mean, that's you, that's your comment. So, and then I just realized that I wasn't talking to a very I don't know the word to use. But then this person started saying something about how all the drama on YouTube and social media was making them suicidal, and and blah blah blah, and and I don't want to sound like a dick, you know what I mean? But you guys, those of you who've been subscribed to my channel, you know how I feel about that sort of thing. And I've been there. I get it. I do. But the thing is like, I it's hard for me to sympathize with someone when they're not taking any steps to improve the situation. They're expecting, like I say a lot, they're trying to push the rain back up into the sky rather than get an umbrella or get the fuck out of the rain. Take shelter. You don't get to sit there and whine and moan about how horrible it is, and how horrible people treat you, and how you're afraid this person's going to do or say this, blah, 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 on YouTube. The thing is, and like I was saying before, when you have some people here and they're good people, the fact of the matter is if you have all these problems on social media with people on social media, that's a reflection of you. In my eyes, that's a reflection of you. That's a reflection of the kind of company that you choose to keep. That's on you. Accountability, people. And taking that kind of accountability for yourself will improve. It will improve your situation. So I keep people at a safe distance on here because and I'm very careful about who I bring close to me. Because I don't want that kind of poison in my life. I don't need that kind of thing. I want to be around good people. I want to be around people who are trying to do something creative. I want to be around people who are trying to do something positive, who are trying to do something productive, who are trying to take what they do with themselves. They're trying to take their own they're trying to take themselves and create a positive environment around them. And that environment very much could include social media. But if you're having such a hard time with people on social media, people who are so shitty and awful, separate yourself from them. Seriously, it's that easy. That's the cool thing about social media is 99% of the people that you meet on social media, you don't actually meet them. This is as far as it goes. You're a click away from being the fuck out of my life. So if you know me and you know what I'm all about, and you don't respect what I'm looking for out of a friendship, you don't respect what I'm looking for out of an association with another person, click. Easy. I might be disappointed. I might be a little heartbroken, sure. But come on, I mean, let's face it. Nobody here christened somebody else's kid. Nobody here was somebody's bridesmaid in a wedding. You know what I mean? There's nothing, nobody here is doing each other's hair. Nobody here is doing each other's nails. Nobody here is going to the bar and having martinis together. Nobody's doing that. We're getting on here, we're talking, and then click, we turn on our TVs, or we go out, or we hang out with our families, our real life friends. It's what we do. I'm not trying to devalue people that I meet here on YouTube and on social media. I'm not trying to devalue that, because, like I said, I've made some good friends. But the thing is I've chosen those people carefully. I've chosen these people carefully. Why can't you? That's on you, man. I'm not gonna sit here and you know, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy in a chat when somebody in the chat is going, "Oh, I'm feeling low, and everybody seems to not care about me and blah blah blah." I'm not that guy in the chat that's like, "Oh, man, you poor thing. I'm so sorry that's happening to you." I'm not like that. I'm not like that, because to me, for me, it's real easy. I just click. It's so simple. Now, is that because I'm cold-hearted? Is that because I don't actually care about people? No, I promise you that's not the case. It's because I have enough self-respect. I have respect enough for myself to where I hold a standard of how I choose to be treated. I want to be treated a certain way. I respect myself enough to know that if you don't meet those standards of a friend, social media or otherwise, click, bye. Because all that is that you don't love or respect yourself enough. That's all that is. You don't love yourself. And that's the problem. So, my advice, start taking the proper steps to love yourself and respect yourself. It's not on anybody else. Your happiness is not on anyone else. It's nobody else's responsibility. It's yours. It's nobody else's. I had a mod team when I first started off, and I got scrutinized for not being involved in the chat enough. In the not being involved in the group chats, So I'm sorry for not, I'm sorry if they're all female, and that's great. I love women. I respect women. But the thing is, there's a lot of things that women talk about that I just can't relate to. I'm not going to talk about new hair color. I'm not going to talk about new manicures. It's not something that I can relate to. So I'm not going to have anything to contribute to as far as those conversations go. And then it's, oh, you don't give us enough attention. Boo hoo. Yo, you know what I mean? Like, and then they turn mean. They turn mean. They turn mean on each other. They do nasty, ugly things to each other. And now, because of that, now I have a great team of moderators. But we don't do a group chat. I'm not doing that again. That's not going to happen. I'm not putting myself in that position again. Because all I was doing was being me. So, no different than I was when you first accepted the responsibility of being a moderator. No different. I mean, it's so. I mean, And I'm not one of those people that if I'm not cool with you, I'm not one of those people, and I'm speaking generally. I'm not trying to start any bullshit YouTube drama with nobody or nothing like that. I'm just saying. Uh I'm not one of those people that if you don't talk to me or I'm saying if we're friends and you're friends with somebody that I'm not cool with anymore, I'm not going to hold that against you. That has nothing to do with my dynamic with that person. I have enough self-respect to know to be, and I have enough. I'm secure in my own character that I'm not worried about what you guys are doing and talking about. I'm not worried about it. Like seriously, man. You know, every single person in this chat right now, every single person in this chat, not excluding one, has somebody trash talking them behind their back. Guarantee you. You're gonna lose sleep over that? You're gonna get upset over that? That's gonna hurt your feelings? No, not me anyway. Because the fact of the matter is very, very simple. What other people feel or think about me is none of my business. What other people feel and think about you is none of your business. If they choose to let you know, then that particular expression will become your business. But overall, it's none of your business. Why would you worry about it? Why would you sweat it? So I don't concern myself with these things, people. I just don't. So my advice to you, if if somebody has a problem with you talking to somebody that they don't talk to because they don't get along with them, that is merely a reflection of their insecurity. That is all that is. Cut and dry, plain and simple. That's it. It is merely a symptom of their insecurity. And that by default makes it not your fucking problem. So I don't worry about these things, not because I'm so cool or I'm so, I'm enlightened or any bullshit like that. It's nothing like that. I don't worry about these things because it's one less thing to have to worry about. I'm not going to worry about things that I can't control. Can't control how other people feel about me or think about me. If I know that I'm doing my best, but I'm not compromising my self-respect in the process of doing my best for that other person, if I'm doing that, then that by default becomes your problem, not mine. Your problem with me is exactly that. It is your problem. And because I think that way, I'm a lot happier guy than I used to be. So that's my advice to anybody else, man, who's having these kind of struggles. Make better judgment when you meet people. Sitting here talking about, I'm feeling suicidal because of everything that's happening. I don't believe in online bullying, man. That's a bullshit concept, in my opinion. Online bullying is a bullshit concept amongst adults. I want to be clear about that. When it comes to kids, it's different. Kids don't know any better. What are you, a fucking kid? No, you're grown up. You gonna tell me you can manage your bills, but you can't manage the people in your life? The fuck? Something's wrong there, man. Something's wrong there. So you're sitting there whining. When I hear people whine about, somebody, being mean to them online, fucking separate yourself from them. Stop talking to them. It's that easy. It's that easy. I just don't worry about shit like that. And I can't relate to the people who do. I try to focus on the things that I'm grateful for, man. That makes me happy. I mean, I recommend it. You know, I recommend it. It's, I just like to, I want to have fun. You know, I want to enjoy the company that I'm with. I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to cry about it. I don't want to complain about it. And I love when people are like, you know, I'm not complaining. I'm just venting. I'm just venting. Listen, venting is nothing but a made up word designed to excuse complaining. That's all it is. And you might be one of those people. You might be one of those people who just like to complain. You know, I mean, but see, I don't hang out with people like that. I can't because I can't stand someone who's constantly negative, man. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes to be around somebody like that. You know, I just, I'm gonna look over chat a little bit here, guys. And if, you know, if my words are harsh, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry that they affected you, you know, but if they affected you, that probably means that they apply to you, you know, and that's something that you're probably gonna have to work out for yourself. But how come you got these problems and I don't? Think about that. How come you got those problems and I don't? Right? If I'm if I'm such an unpleasant person, right? If I'm so difficult to deal with, if I'm so difficult to uh to be friends with, you know, because I can be abrasive, a little too outspoken, right? If I'm one of those people, you know, if I'm so difficult, then how come I don't have these kind of problems? How come I don't have these issues? You know, so if the person that I was chatting with privately yesterday about this thing, you know, I mean, I don't care. They included another creator in that bashing, and I can't speak for that other creator, man. However, that creator chooses to deal with that, that's on them. Uh, you know, but I'm not. You know, yeah, I was a little mad about it. But here's the thing: is if you do something to me out of hatred, like doxing or whatever, I'm not gonna come out here and start a a little back and forth war with you, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna report you to the authorities. I'm gonna take legal action against you. I don't play these games, man. I'm here to entertain people, and I'm not going to lower my standards of entertainment by and the way that I've chosen to entertain my listeners. I'm not going to compromise that to entertain that other type of person who gets off on that sort of thing, gets off on that drama. I can't do nothing with that, dude. I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. So call me boring, you know, call me boring in that sense. But I don't play those games, man. I just don't. You start going, as they say on here, you go real life on me. I'm going to go real life on you, and I'm not going to do it on here. You cross over that threshold. Yeah. I'm gonna take legal action against you. Period. I'm a grown up, not a child. I'm not gonna come on here and start bickering back and forth with somebody. It's not what I'm doing. And the fact of the matter is because I'm careful about the people that I choose to surround myself with on this platform, because I choose to do that as carefully as I do. Well, it makes it way easier to narrow down who would have these type of issues with me and would do these things. So I'm going to find out who you are. And people talk. So I'm going to find out. And then you're not even going to see me coming, because I'm not going to discuss you on here. I'm not going to give you the pleasure of discussing you on here. Fuck you. You're nothing. You're shit stuck to my shoe. You're nothing. I'm going to scrape you off, let somebody clean it up. And then I'm going to keep walking on here. I'm going to keep moving forward on here. And I'm going to keep doing exactly what it is that pisses you off about me. That's all I'm going to do. So, I mean, what you expect to get out of that, I don't know. What you expect to get out of it, I don't know. I mean, but that's cool. I mean, you want to hate me in private groups and, good. All that does is really just make people curious. And what do? They log on to my channel. They may or may not subscribe. They may or may not like what I have to say. But I'm not losing anything. So soon we will be soon I will be discussing some things on here regarding COVID-19. There's I've recently been privy to some interesting information regarding some of the things that are discussed on television, on the news, and it's everywhere, guys. It's I mean, you cannot turn on a TV without them just talking about it. And what it is it's fear. It's stirring fear. And I don't want to come off now. I want to be very careful when I tell you this. I want you guys to listen to me very carefully. It's not that I think that there's no pandemic out there, that it's all a big lie and a conspiracy. That is not what I'm saying. But there are lies going around out there. There are blatant lies going around out there. And it's really funny, because all it takes is just a little bit of effort to do a little bit of research, and you can find these out. You can find this out for yourself. People just choose to listen to certain things. These people who are lying to you about certain things regarding this pandemic, these people who are lying to you are counting on the fact that you're too fucking lazy to pull up Google and type something in. That's all they're doing. They're playing off the fact that deep down you want to be scared, or you want to have an excuse to not have to go to work, whatever it may be. But there's so much false information being put out there right now. There's so much. And it's affecting our way of life. and it's affecting our economy. And it's a very, very scary thing. But I have it's one of those things. I will be going on this. Hey, Lauren Elizabeth, welcome. Hey, Mojo Joe, how's it going? Z Hounds, I like saying your name. I love that. Doodlebug, what's going on, girl? Doodle Boo. She changed her name to Doodle Boo. Okay, Doodle Boo. Catherine Summers in the house too. I love it. Yeah, there's some information out there, man. And here's the thing. It's very, very, it's very, very interesting because it's medical information. It's medical information. And when you boil it down, all you have to do is kind of research it, and it's difficult to do because most of us, including myself, especially myself, we're laymen. We don't know. I don't know anything about medicine. I don't know anything about that stuff. But if you make the effort to try to actually understand it a little bit, things start to make a little bit of sense. And it's scary. It's scary, but not scary in the way that they want to scare you. It's scary in the fact that it's obvious that they're trying to scare you. And guys, what do I always say, man? What is the answer to 99 out of 100 questions, people? Money. Who stands to benefit? And we're going to discuss this stuff. I'm going to have a special guest at some point because this person has been on here before with me. And he, like, for instance, right now it's real big on social media, right? It's real big on social media. I'm seeing all the memes. Hell, I've even shared a couple myself regarding Donald Trump, and people love to say that Donald Trump is telling people to inject bleach and Pine Sol, and first of all, he didn't say anything of the sort. He used the word disinfectant, right? That's a very general word. Did he specify and say household disinfectant? No, he did not. So this is the thing. This is what's really funny to me. Because I'm not a Trump supporter. I am not a Trump supporter. I'm not going to get into exactly where I stand politically necessarily. But it's irresponsible. There's a reason why I don't get on here and talk about it too much is because I don't know enough to talk about it, because I don't really trust the numbers necessarily. And I don't feel comfortable coming on this platform when people listen to me and there's people that take what I say to heart. So I think it's irresponsible to talk about something that I don't really know anything about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring somebody on in another live stream, not this one, not today, but I'm going to bring someone on who can explain what Trump was trying to say at the time and has a very, very, very detailed, specific explanation for it. There is technology out there. There is treatment out there along those lines. But the thing is if I try to explain it, I'm going to sound like Trump trying to explain it. Not doing that. So at some point, I'm going to bring this person on and they're going to explain. And I had a deep conversation with this person yesterday, and I was blown away by what he was telling me. There's all kinds of things going on. All kinds of interesting things going on that nobody talks about because, frankly, it's over most people's heads. Nobody understands it. There's no way to explain it because we don't have the education to explain it. We don't have the vocabulary to explain it. So, yeah. Gotcha. That's interesting. I have I've thought about a lot of things. You know, I used to think about being a rock star. I don't mean I'd be any good at it, you know. Uh, you know, I've thought about writing books. I don't even think I have the attention span to sit down and write a book. Um, but um, but I you know, I sure it's a nice thought. But in the meantime, I'll just keep coming on here and talking out of my ass and hanging out with you guys. I'm happy doing that right now. I'm happy doing that right now as it is. What's up, Sue Shaw? What's up, Elena? Juliana, how we doing? Susie Pops. Yeah, Elena, see, I agree with you there. I agree with you. Um, the problem is, see, what you guys have to try to understand, right? There, you know, and yes, in this instance, I'm defending Trump. In this instance, I'm defending him. Um, because you guys know me. I try to look at everything from different perspectives. You can't just, you know, you guys know how I approach true crime cases. To me, something like this is no different. You have to have an objective point of view. You have to collect the facts. And you have to consider the facts. You have to consider all the facts before you form an opinion on someone. And um, I really, hey, sweet crazy. Uh, I really believe, and well, I mean, common sense dictates, honestly, that before Trump addresses the nation literally every day during this pandemic, which, you know, no president does that. The thing is, you have to consider the fact that nobody alive on this planet right now, there is not one person on this planet alive that has ever had to deal with a situation like this. None of us know how to handle it. We're doing the best we can. We're actually doing a pretty good job, I think. I think we're all handling it okay for the most part. Um, yes, Karsten, we're talking a little bit about that. I'm touching on that here and there. I'm not going into detail about that yet, but I will. Not today, though. Like I said, I'm going to let somebody else do that because they know better. I don't. But I mean, Elena, okay, I'll give you this much. I'll give you this much, Elena. Let's say, you know, yeah, we need a leader who knows how to talk. And the funny thing is, we're not going to have one for another 4 years. It doesn't matter if Biden wins or if Trump wins. Biden can't talk. Biden is in my opinion, he is possibly, I'm not a doctor, but possibly suffering from dementia. He's incoherent, in my opinion. So I you know, and I'm not going to get into, you know, which person I'm going to vote for. You know, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not even sure if I'm going to vote. I don't know. But we have to, you have to take into consideration that this has never happened in anyone's lifetime who is alive on this planet right now. So we're doing the best we can on how to handle it. But that includes Donald Trump. That includes, you know, and like I said, in this instance, I am going to defend him because he is addressing the nation every single day. He is doing his best to try to keep the nation's mind at ease every day. Every day. And to me, that's what a leader does. Now, you may not approve of his methods of leadership, and that's okay. You know, most people who have a problem with it, they've got a pretty sound gripe about it. You know, he's not your conventional president. He's the kind of guy that gets up there and he talks about himself a lot. And here's the thing about that. This is another thing you guys got to consider. He's not your conventional politician. He's not a politician. So he's not trained in how to discuss things politically. He's not trained that way. What he is a man who's run businesses his entire life. And what do you do when you run a business? Because I've ran businesses before. So what do you do when you run a business? What you do when you speak to people about your business, right? And that's the way Trump is looking at the nation right now. He's looking at it as a business. It's the best way for him to be able to run it effectively. So what he's doing is he's saying, when you have a product, what do you do when you have a product? When you have a product, you talk it up. When you have a product, you brag about it. You say, this is the best product. You're not going to find a better product than this. You're not going to find better people to give you that product. You're not going to get better service than from us, blah, blah, blah. You're going to talk it up. But when you're the president, it just sounds like you're bragging and you're talking about yourself and you're being arrogant. But what matters to me are the results. What matters to me are the results. Because before this shit happened, let's be honest, people, the economy was booming. Jobs were abundant. What's up, the Finn? What's up, Aiden? What's up, Charlie? Oh, it's a troll team. It's a troll team. Nice. Okay. They're not very creative. But anyway, you've never heard of anybody not having a drink of alcohol. What's up, Marissa? So when you've got somebody, he's unconventional. But here's the thing, guys. For me, it doesn't make sense to me. To me, it's illogical as well as irrational to complain about something that I have no control over. I'm not going to complain about it because this guy, Democrats tried to impeach him. They failed. So guess what? We're stuck with this guy till January at least. At least. And I don't think Biden can beat him. So I'd say, get comfortable. Get comfortable because you're going to have this dude for another 4 years, most likely. Most likely. Oh, okay. So you're saying Donald Trump has never drank alcohol. Okay. Yeah. That's horrible. Whatever, man. So, you can't sit here and whine and complain about this dude because he's not going anywhere, at least not till January. What's the point of that? What good's that gonna do? The guy's in the position that he's in, and he's doing the best job that he knows how to do. That's all we can do. All we can do is just kind of buckle up and hope that it works out. But sitting here and whining and complaining about this guy's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. Come November, vote him out. If you hate him so much, vote him out. It's America. It's great. You can do that. It's fantastic. So, and another thing to consider, going back to the disinfectant comment that he made, you got to understand, this guy, he's got a ton of people around him. He's got a ton of people around him every day throwing ideas at him on how to deal with this thing. And I'm pretty sure what happened was somebody explained this particular science that I'm going to have somebody soon come up here and explain to you. Somebody tried to explain it to him, and he tried to reiterate it and failed in doing so properly. But yeah, he probably should have had somebody else get up there and explain it. But here's the thing. There's an election coming up, guys. This is a crazy, crazy time. This is a crazy thing to be happening just before an election. So you've got an election coming up in November. And so if he has other people talking for him and he's not showing that leadership of explaining these things, then, all of his critics go, oh, well, Trump's not a leader. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And then, the guy can't win. Because all of his critics are going to say, at a time like this, we need our leader to speak up. We need to hear directly from our leader, not experts that he surrounds himself with. He needs to be able to address us. We want that news delivered from him, not someone else. And when he did it, he sounded stupid because that science is extremely complicated. It was explained to me, and it's been explained to me more than once. As a matter of fact, it's really funny. This science was explained to me years ago. And I was like, what? But it's an absolutely very real science. So, and like I said, I will be having somebody come up here and explain it to you. And hopefully, it won't be over everyone's head. People will understand it. And he'll be able to explain it in layman's terms. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But seeing as this person has explained things to me many, many times, and I am a very, very difficult person to explain things to, I think he's got good practice. But yes, doodle boo. All of my mods are currently very awesome. I am very, very, very happy with you guys. I have not, Kasha. What's funny is I have not. What's funny is I haven't. I actually try to avoid anything coronavirus related in the media. I watch a lot of movies. I've been watching a lot of movies. I don't know what's going on with my back and my neck, but it's been stiff as hell. I haven't been able to hardly do jack shit, but probably all the consumption of wine hasn't been helping it either, because this same person that I was just telling you about is medically trained and was like, drink water and walk. And I have not been doing that. So, so that's probably has a lot to do with it. I've just been kind of just trying to numb the pain. I've been watching stuff. I've been rewatching stuff. I started yesterday. I started this show on Netflix called Messiah. And good idea, Wicked Witch. Good advice. Thank you. I started this show called Messiah. And it's on Netflix, and it's really interesting. I have not finished the season yet, but so far I'm really I'm really intrigued by it. It's very, very interesting character. The main character is written very, very well because he's basically like a modern day, or he's coming off like a modern day Jesus. Like the second coming of Christ is the idea, more or less. And he is and you know, it's at some point he you know, few instances here and there he performs miracles very similar to the ones in the Bible that Jesus performed. And he's and the way that they write his dialogue is very Jesus-esque. He has a lot of cool little he has a lot of cool little little isms that you could imagine something that Jesus would say if you're familiar with the teachings of Jesus. So it's interesting to watch that. It's very, very, I'm that guy. When I watch movies, I pay attention to the actors, sure, but I also pay attention to like the screenwriting, which is very important. I don't like Kevin Smith movies, you know, because Kevin Smith movies, he's gotten better about it over the years, but like Clerks, I can't stand that movie. I hate that movie. And the reason why I don't like that movie is because the script is written a certain way where every single character seems to have the same vocabulary, which just, you know, it makes it obvious that one person wrote all the dialogue, you know, so there's no diversity between the characters. So I noticed things like that. And the truth is, it gets on people's nerves. But I pay attention to the direction, to the director, the style of the director. I pay attention to the cinematography. I pay attention to all that stuff because I find it extremely interesting. Norma Thomas, Ozark is fantastic. I don't know how far you are on it, but man, I absolutely love that show. Every time I finish a season of Ozark, I'm like, fuck, I gotta wait another 2 years for another season of this. Jesus, come on. And I get really, really annoyed. But you know, yeah, DD Duggan, I know my seat squeaks, you know, it's just, it's not exactly in my budget right now to upgrade, chair. But so I apologize for my chair squeaking as much as it does. Oh, so Norma Thomas, you just watched did you watch the first season? Oh, okay, you watched the first episode. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely, it'll definitely get your attention. And I like Jason Bateman a lot. Jason Bateman is definitely a typecast actor. He's definitely a type, but he's really good at that type. So I really enjoy Jason Bateman. Susie Pops, I can drop some good recommendations if you want. There's almost all of Tarantino's movies are on Netflix right now. I rewatched Hateful Eight the other day. Man, that movie is so good. The dialogue in that movie is so good. The story in that movie is so good. Tarantino, I'm just a big Tarantino fan. You know, you're a great filmmaker when you can make a bad movie on purpose and critics will rave about it. Like the dude made Death Proof and critics loved it. You know, that's when you know that you've reached like Hollywood tenureship. You know, you can, you know, yeah, doodle boo. Jason Bateman, if you guys want to watch a really good Jason Bateman movie, now it's not on Netflix right now or anything like that, but if you've got means to like, you know, download movies or do whatever, if you've got the means to do stuff like that, then you should check out a movie called Bad Words. Jason Bateman directed that movie too, actually, and it's great. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's so funny. And Mojo Joe, I agree with you. I think Reservoir Dogs is definitely my favorite Pulp Fiction movie. because it's the only Tarantino movie so far as his older ones go, that I never seem to get sick of. Like I always, if I'm sitting there going through the guide on TV, I will click on it, and I see Reservoir Dogs, I click on it, and I'm comfortable. I'm getting comfortable, and I'm kicking it, and I'm watching that movie, and I've got it pretty much memorized. So Reservoir Dogs is probably my. I have to think about it, but Reservoir Dogs is probably my favorite Tarantino film. What's up, German lady? So and I did tell you guys about Place Beyond the Pines. That's also on Netflix. I don't know if it still is though. I didn't see it the other day. But that's a great Ryan Gosling movie. There's and there's a new one that I haven't watched. So I know you ladies are probably big Chris Hemsworth fans. But there's a new one that he made that went straight to Netflix. I haven't watched it yet. I keep finding something that I'd rather watch. And plus, like right now I'm in the middle of Messiah. So I don't want to stop watching Messiah. Like I don't want to mess up that momentum of watching that. And Doodle Boo, Shawshank Redemption is up there in my top favorite movies of all time. Absolutely. Every time, guys, and Shawshank Redemption is on Netflix. Every time, guys, that I watch Shawshank Redemption, I cry at the end. Every single time. It just happens. Morgan Freeman's narrating the scene of the two of them, the dialogue that's written there that Morgan Freeman is narrating. It just pulls it just tugs at my heartstrings. It just does. So it just is what it is. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of that at all. Yeah, Usual Suspects is a great movie, but the thing about Usual Suspects though is, see, I like movies that I can watch over and over again, and I still like movies that I watch once, but Usual Suspects is one of those movies. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's like once the twist is revealed, you've seen it once, then that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? There's some funny dialogue that goes on in Usual Suspects, which is cool. But the big thing is the twist in the end of Usual Suspects, and this was when Kevin Spacey was in his prime. Kevin Spacey's acting is phenomenal in that film, and another great Kevin Spacey movie that I think is on Amazon Prime is called Swimming with Sharks. That's the Kevin Spacey movie that nobody saw, but I love that movie. It's in my opinion, it's one of Kevin Spacey's best roles ever. It's extremely entertaining from beginning to end. It's really, really funny. His acting is superb. And American Beauty is a great one too, Mojojo. Yeah. I've never watched Alien versus Predator, Doodle Boo. And I saw Abyss once, and but yeah, and another thing that I did recently too, I did this inadvertently. It's really funny. It's all coincidence. But I revisited a few Scorsese movies. And I didn't do it with the intention of comparing Scorsese movies. I like those movies and I see that they were on, I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll watch that one. But inadvertently, I found myself in a position to where I watched Raging Bull, right? Raging Bull, I think is it's I don't think it's Scorsese's first movie. Taxi Driver, maybe. I don't know which one came first. I think Taxi Driver came first. But I should probably rewatch Taxi Driver actually now that I'm okay. I might do that. But Mojojo, you're saying you can watch Casino 10 times in one day. I I don't know if if the day's long enough to play Casino 10 times. It's a long movie, man. Great movie though. Great movie. Mean Streets. There you go, Mojojo. Mean Streets is great. But what I did was I watched The Irishman, which went straight to Netflix, but it is incredible. And it was really, really cool to watch The Irishman and then watch Raging Bull, because you realize what I did was I realized that the dynamic between Scorsese, Pesci, and De Niro hasn't missed a beat. Like, it's magical and it's really funny. Like, Joe Pesci has done some awful movies. You know, De Niro has done some awful movies, very forgettable films. But when that Scorsese crew of mob movie guys, when they get together and create something, it's like a symphony, you know, it's like a visual symphony. It's incredible to me. And it's just crazy to see Raging Bull and The Irishman in contrast of each other, because they're so much older, but The Irishman has a scene that I look at and I'm just like, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. And it has a few scenes like that, but there's one where it's De Niro and Pesci together, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but you know, De Niro or you know, Pesci is like a really, really high up mob guy, and I'm talking about almost like as high as it gets, right? Old country shit, you know. And he pulls out, he's sitting there with De Niro, and he pulls out this gold ring from his pocket, and he hands him this gold ring, and he's telling him, he's like, there's only 3 people in the world that has one of these, and that is including De Niro now. So De Niro is now one of 3 people that have one of these rings, and it basically means that he's untouchable. He is like at the top of the top, or at least in that circle, or at least very just below. Like, you never actually see who the top of the top is. They just kind of talk about it. But it's crazy. As soon as he hands him that, you know, he's like, he tells him, do you have any idea like how strong I just made you? And he's like, nobody can fuck with you ever again. But the way that scene is filmed and captured is so powerful. Like, you having watched the rest of the movie, you really understand how powerful of a scene that is, and the message that they're relaying to the audience. Like, and it really hits you hard. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So I highly recommend. I mean, if you guys have you know, nothing better to do because you're stuck at home because of this pandemic, I mean, it's a 3 hour long movie, but again, if you're trying to kill 3 hours, man, there's no better way to do it, in my opinion. Sitting in front of the TV, there's no better way to do it than to watch The Irishman and put that on, get comfortable, pour yourself something to drink, make yourself some food, it's fantastic. But yeah, right now Netflix has a lot of great classics right now. So there's good stuff on there. Doodle Boo, Eyes Wide Shut, in my opinion, is one of the worst movies ever made. I've talked about Stanley Kubrick on this channel before, man. Stanley Kubrick is not one of my favorite directors. I think the cinematography in his films are brilliant, are absolutely gorgeous. Like The Shining, the cinematography in that film is incredible. The cinematography in 2001: A Space Odyssey is incredible. But the problem that I have, what's up? We Only Have One Life. That's a great name. It's very, very true. We do only have one life. Yeah, that's powerful. But the issue that I have with Stanley Kubrick movies is he has a way of making of building up a story, and then it just does not deliver at the end. It just doesn't. It just falls apart at the end. Like I end up being bored as shit the last 30 minutes, or at least the last 30 minutes of the movie. That happened to me with Clockwork Orange. It happened to me with 2001: A Space Odyssey. Eyes Wide Shut. It was just boring all around, in my opinion. But hey, Save Robbie's back. Yes, Save Robbie. Stanley Kubrick is the Shining guy. As far as I'm concerned, The Shining is easily my favorite Stanley Kubrick film. Not just because it has my favorite actor, Jack Nicholson, in it, but it's intense. It's super, super intense. The buildup of fear that it gives you, it's to me, it is the epitome of what a horror movie should be. I also watched recently, I did actually like it, Save Robbie. I thought I was going to hate it, but I had to see it. But I did like, what was it called? What was the name of it? What the hell was the name of that Shining sequel? Shit, I don't know. Dr. Sleep. Yes, thank you, Robbie. Dr. Sleep. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great, I mean, the thing is I'm looking at it in terms of, The Shining's a hard act to follow, man. So I for what they did with it, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. If you don't compare it to The Shining, you'll enjoy it. I liked it. Yeah, Save Robbie. I think we did. Yeah. Shining was super scary. I also recently watched a documentary on. Actually, I didn't even finish it, but I watched a documentary on the making of The Exorcist. The Exorcist is some scary, scary stuff, because nothing like that had ever been done before, and people actually died during the production of that film, and some people mysteriously. It was very, very, very strange. So some people wonder if making that movie, making The Exorcist, was messing with things that they should not have been messing with. And I'm talking about things beyond this realm. And it's, when you watch the, now I watch The Exorcist and I laugh. I crack up. I just laugh at it because it's funny to me. The dialogue is funny, and you know, yeah, the bathtub lady in The Shining scared the shit out of me, Kaja, for sure. It scared the hell out of me. Let me see what else. Is there anything here? Anybody in the chat wants me to address about anything? I have not. Here I am, and I'm talking about movies again, and I feel like I've said these exact same things in other live streams before when we're talking about movies. We seem to have the same conversation. Yeah, that's the thing. We only have one life. I generally don't watch horror movies, really. I'm not a fan of them. And it's not because like I don't like them, you know, or it's not because they scare me. It's because they don't. That's really, if a horror movie genuinely scares me, then I will rave about it. I will praise it. But you know, Friday the 13th movies, as much as I loved them because I was a kid and because they made me laugh. You know, Freddy movies, the same thing. Nightmare on Elm Street films, same thing. They just made me laugh. I cracked up. Yeah, see, Governor Meerkat, that's my point. That's my point right there. Like when you watch um you know 80s movies and you love 80s horror movies, that's because when you watched them, chances are you were a kid when you watched them. So you're more susceptible to being scared of these movies. You know, it's funny because they make these horror movies and they say rated R, you know, and it's like, why? Why is it rated R? Why? It shouldn't be rated R, you know, in my opinion, because the only people that are really entertained by them are children, right? I mean, any modern horror movie that comes out, man, I'm like, you know, they follow the same formula every time, and it's somebody getting it's somebody getting it's always somebody getting you know, they're building up to something that some sort of, you know, startle that's going to happen, you know, and a lot of the times they build it up and then they startle you, but there's nothing there, you know, and it's always just the same formula. And I'm just like, you know, nothing on these movies ever scare me anymore. You know, I'm just too old. I'm too mature for these films to enjoy them, really. They're boring to me because they never have good storylines and they never have good acting, and you know, I think the last movie that scared me genuinely and it was a great movie theater experience was The Sixth Sense. That was the last movie that I think actually genuinely scared me. Like, and it was, yeah, I found it really, really disturbing. Dude, when I watched the Blair Witch Project, man, it's so funny that I talked about how Sixth Sense was such a great movie theater experience. Blair Witch Project was, bar none, without question, the worst movie theater experience I've ever had, because we got there a little too late. First of all, it's a shitty movie. It sucks. It's completely awful. And we got there a little too late, and it was opening night, and there were no seats left except right up front. I hate sitting in the front row of a movie theater. I hate it. I loathe it with all of my being. And there is no worse movie to be stuck sitting in the front row of a movie theater watching than Blair Witch. There is no worse one, because all it is a shaky camera running all over the place, just, constantly just, and just, and I couldn't, and it just gave me a headache within the first 15 minutes. I had a headache. Elena, I see you. We see you. You're still here. I haven't blocked anybody. But right, the Finn, I completely agree. It was annoying, and it was boring, and it was, and it built up to like nothing. It built up to nothing. What do you got for me, Robbie? What are you yelling at me about, bruh? Let me see. I don't have nothing in Hangouts. Do you mean Messenger? Oh yeah, you meant Messenger. Tell me Hangouts. Oh, that's cool, man. Oh yeah, that's dope. Save Robbie's got pictures of the hotel, the Overlook Hotel from The Shining, man. That's really, really cool. Let's do that real quick, man. Let me see if I can pop those up. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see what we got here. Yo, I don't know why, but when I pull up Facebook on my computer, dude, it's so fucking slow. It's so fucking slow, dude. Dude, come on. It's awful. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, this is dope, dude. So for all you Save Robbie fans out here, I'm going to share some of these pics. Save Robbie is also one of these people on YouTube who I am proud to consider a friend. I think Robbie missed my rant about that earlier. But if you guys are not subscribed to Save Robbie, please do so, because he's hilarious and insightful as well. Hold on. All right, can y'all see that? I think y'all can see that. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I think it's like, yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. Like, you can't see them as good as I can see them. Maybe if I take myself off here. Hold on. No, that's not going to work. Whatever. Oh, well, I know how to do that, actually. Hold on. There we go. All right. Yeah, see, that's beautiful, man. And then this is Robbie and his boo, as I assume, I believe. Man, look at that creepy hallway. That's dope, Robbie. That's so cool, dude, that you were there for that. Wow, that's crazy. Look at that hotel, man. That's crazy. That must have been so cool. That's an awesome picture right there. Wow, dude.
Sam, have you taken
Oh,
any
this
drugs?
is. Oh, that's that other thing. We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. All right, so that's that. That's the Overlook Hotel. Thanks to Robbie, man. Thanks for sharing that, Robbie. I appreciate it, bud. Um, Nothing to lose. It's funny. I started Homeland, and uh I started Homeland, but I never finished it. Man, I have the attention span of a pencil eraser. I can't. It's really funny. Something has to really, really get my attention. And yeah, Sue Shaw, you're talking about Rosemary's Baby. Um, I think that movie's great, but once you know how it ends, then there's no point in watching it again. You know, like I can't do it. I can't do it. What am I doing here? Yeah, I liked House of Cards as well. There's so many seasons of Homeland, and what's funny is they're starting to open things up in my state again. So I'm gonna be going back to work really, really soon. So I'm probably not gonna go down that Homeland rabbit hole. I probably would have if I would have thought of it, weeks ago. I probably would have done that, but uh, um, but yeah, man. Uh, I'm probably gonna wrap this up real soon. I don't have anything real pressing to talk about. Um, well, I don't really have anything pressing that I should talk about. It's a better way to put it. Um, but I I'm really really grateful to have met the people on here that I have, and 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 it's really cool to get to know and be cool with people who are so talented, like John Crimes, like Save Robbie, uh, and I'm really uh you know it's I I can't reiterate that enough, and I can't reiterate enough either the stuff that I was saying earlier regarding people who who get so emotionally invested in these types of relationships with people who are on in some cases in the other side of the world. So I mean, I you got to take responsibility for your own emotions and your own self. um you know all we know about each other are what we see on here. you know so it stands to reason that someone someone could just turn on you on here at any given point. So to me, logic simply dictates to be aware of that and not be shocked by it when it happens. You know, we don't know each other. We don't know each other's family. We don't know each other's upbringings. So therefore, we don't really know each other's morals, do we? If you're a good judge of character, right? If you're a good judge of character, and one of these people happens to be a creator, like I can look at a creator and I can kind of get an idea if they're the type of person that I want to be close to or not. I've been wrong before, you know, but I pride myself on being a pretty good judge of character for the most part. Um, no, yeah, that's another thing. And I don't think it's funny. Save Robbie, this is off the subject, but Save Robbie, you're saying, are people actually drinking disinfectant? I don't think they are. I know that somebody posted an article saying, where the headline said that they were drinking disinfectant, and then when you actually read the article, it says nothing of the sort. So you got to be careful about the stuff you read. Before you go posting an article, don't just read the headline. Read the article. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys, use your common sense. But uh, I try to consider myself a decent judge of character, and you're not always going to be right about people, but you have control over how you allow people to affect you. Uh, you have control over that. You have control over your own rationality and your own emotions and how you project your emotions. You have control over that. So you can't go around blaming people for being people. Some people are fucking shitheads. You see me get up in a. You see me. I had a little gang of trolls that I had a gang of trolls in this chat just now, and I knew they were gonna come. you know, it's what trolls do. And and they were all organized and saying something like spank something. It didn't even make sense. They made absolutely no impact. What I did is I pointed them out as trolls, and they left. What am I going to do? Get upset that I had trolls in here? That's part of the territory, man. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the territory, dude. If you got a channel, and you've got a live stream going on and you've got a chat, you're going to get trolls. It's going to happen. I mean, think about that. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to I'm gonna take a road that has all kinds of stuff in it, like potholes and debris from other cars, because it's the shorter way to go, and then I'm gonna get mad at the road for getting a flat tire. No, man, that shit's on me. I knew that shit had all kinds of. I knew that road needed work, but I took the risk and I took it anyway. That's me. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna whine and complain that YouTube is being YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Nobody's putting a gun to my head to be on here, man. Right? I mean, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Guys, I mean, you can't. I mean, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But, I'm just telling you, don't be getting mad at me when I go, well, it's fucking YouTube, dude. But, and I do get upset. I get upset when nice people, I do, and that's not to say that I don't get upset when nice people who made friends on here and I've witnessed these people treat this I treat this person very, very kindly, very, very sweet, and then they just turn around and do something shitty to them for like no good reason at all, especially when they're the type of person who doesn't mess with anybody and is super kind and super sweet. They're not two-faced. They don't go behind anybody's back and talk shit, you know, and then this person's feelings get hurt because they trusted these people. That hurts my feelings. It hurts me for them because they didn't do anything to bring it on. You know, they didn't do anything to bring it on. You know, and at the same time, I'll give that person the same advice. Hey, man, you know, it's YouTube. It's gonna happen. People suck. It's gonna happen. You know, but that doesn't mean that I don't feel bad for them. It doesn't mean that that my heart doesn't hurt for them because they invested so much of their emotions into someone, into a few people, and then those people just turn around and do some fucking mean girls bullshit. You know, so you know that hurts me when I see that happen. You know, it definitely hurts me for them because you know, I mean, come on. I mean, you know, I get really annoyed with that. I get really annoyed with stuff like that. Because I'm a realist at the same time. I don't expect everyone to have thick skin on here like I do. You know, I don't expect everyone to be that way. I don't expect everybody to have the same perspective on this platform that I do. I understand that. You know, but if I'm trying to tell you, I wasn't always the kind of person that had thick skin. You know, I developed thick skin. I developed thick skin because I started to think in a rational and logical manner. So it makes it easy when you start to think more logical, more rational. Then you're able to see things coming a little easier. So, you know, so that's my advice to anybody who has these problems, man. If you have these kind of problems, you know, start asking yourself what could you be doing? You know, if it's like I said, man, it's and you can just simply you can simply just cut these people out of your lives. You're not, you know, you're as emotionally involved with these people as you allow yourself to be, right? At the end of the day, that's you that has control over that. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to hurt, but to sit there and but you know, to me, it's crazy to go, you know, oh my God, I'm suicidal over this, you know, you know, I'm taking every antidepressant on the planet and I'm drinking just because this has got me so upset. But then they turn around and they make friends with the same people again, or they make the same type of friends all over again and put themselves through the same thing all over again. I'm sorry. That's when I stop feeling sorry for you. That's as far as I go. That's as far as mine goes. You know, Einstein's definition of insanity, what is it? It was you know, applying the same formula over and over again and expecting a different result. It's no different, man. It's no different, dude. You know, if the same thing keeps happening over and over again to you, chances are it's you. It's you. You have to be, and I'm saying you're the problem. I'm saying you have to make better decisions. You have to reevaluate your judgment. It's just the way that is. You've got to reevaluate your judgment. Because if the same thing keeps happening over and over again, it's because you are taking an approach to meeting and getting close to people that creates that return that upsets you so much. I mean, yeah, man. YouTube is full of people with nothing better to do, man, than create fake accounts. And come on, man. You know, it's just full of people, you know, that are out to just be hurtful. Like, you gotta, you know, the way to deal with that is to be mindful of it. I completely agree, Christy, right? I completely agree. Thanks, Making Dungman. I appreciate that. Well, see, here's the thing, Governor. The thing about that toxicity needing to go, the thing is it's not gonna go away. So what's the logical thing to do? Right? The logical thing to do is develop a method in how you handle such toxicity. Am I saying that right? That's a weird word to try to pronounce. But yeah, I mean, that's it, man. Get a fucking umbrella. Cause it's always gonna rain at some point, man. Just get an umbrella. That's it. Making Dugganade. Oh, okay. I get it. I didn't even take the time to like sound that out. And here's another. Let's explore this thought for a second. Let's explore this little theory, right? Sue Shaw, she says, "Oh, thanks, Norma Thomas. That's really, really sweet." And guys, listen, I'm going to explain something real quick. I love that you guys support the channel. You know, monetarily, I think it's fucking awesome. You know, I always, every time it happens, I just feel really blessed that you guys do it. But for now, if you're going to support the channel, I would prefer that you do it through PayPal, because right now, it's funny. I have a balance in AdSense right now, the way it works. And I can't collect any of it because I'm expecting a PIN number in the mail from Google. And because of COVID-19, that PIN number is being very delayed. So I have never seen a dime from any of the ads or any of the super chats yet. And I'm okay with that. You know, I'm fine with that. You know, like I said, I'm just really grateful when people, because I take that as somebody just really enjoys the channel and that's their way of showing support. I used to be weird about it. I'm not anymore. You want to give me money? I'm not gonna be mad at you for it. But if it works for you, I would prefer that you use the PayPal link that my mods drop, because then I'll actually get to use it. I'll actually get to see it. But thank you, Norma Thomas. I really, really appreciate it. I will get that at some point, I'm sure. Just not anytime soon. But what was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about already. I don't know. I was on a roll too. My mouth was moving. And that's German lady. That's cool too. You know, that is true. Google does take 30% of the super chats, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind. Google has provided me with this platform to do what I do. That's the price you pay. You gotta, you know, that's the price you pay, man. It is what it is. I don't mind giving Google a cut. So you know, it just is. Hey Maria, what's up? Yeah, no sweat, Norma Thomas. Like I said, I'm just grateful. Thank you. I'm to me, I'm thinking about in my head, I'm just thinking about, man, that's so cool that somebody actually likes this enough that they want to that they feel it's worth reaching into their pocket for. That's an incredible blessing. It tells me that you get something out of what I'm doing on here, and that means everything to me. That means absolutely everything to me. Yeah, Catherine Summers, it's 30%. To my understanding, it's 30%. But I'm, like I said, I don't mind. I don't mind. You know, cutting Google in on the stuff that I'm doing on here. You know, it's provided me with this platform to where I get to entertain you guys and hang out with you. So I'm grateful for that. So that's the price. That's the price. You got to pay the price, man. It's just how that is. Oh, thank you, Kaja. Yes. So I was talking about that word that I don't like to pronounce. So if something's toxic, if something is toxic in your life, and this is really funny. It's really funny because when you have somebody, it's an interesting thought, because in theory, the general consensus is what that we are attracted to people like us, people that we have things in common with, right? We have people that we have things in common with generally, normally. That's, you know, that's how we meet our romantic significant others. That's how we meet our friends, right? If we get a job, that's right up our alley if we can. We're happy in jobs that are along the lines of things that we enjoy, correct? So doesn't it stand to reason? Doesn't it stand to reason that if you're always surrounding yourself around toxic people, to kind of take some inventory in yourself and ask yourself if you are possibly a toxic person yourself? Because the thing is, it's nobody knows that they are. You go and accuse somebody of being toxic. What do? They fire back. They go, no, I'm not the problem. You're the problem. Right? That's just what they do. Right? Nobody ever admits it. And most importantly, they don't admit it to themselves. Right. Norma Thomas, you're right, man. You're right. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that's always the case. Sometimes people just have bad luck. Sometimes people just have poor judgment, you know. But there was something about them. There was something about them that attracted you to them in the first place. And if each friend that you make, right? If each friend that you make turns out to be a shitty motherfucker, well then, you know, it's quite possible you might have a little bit of shitty motherfucker in you too. So, and I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem. So, yeah, I don't have those hangups, dude. So it's hard for me to relate. It's hard for me to relate, and I ain't mad at nobody, you know, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm just, what I'm trying to do is help. If you are one of these people that seem to always have these issues with new friends that come along and then you have a falling out, like me, I'm a single guy. I'm gonna tell you what, women fucking hate me, dude. I am just not. I am not emotionally compatible with women on a long-term basis. I'm cold. I shut down. I distance. You know, and women need comfort and support, emotional support. They need to be, you know, emotionally caressed and reassured and cradled. And I just don't have that shit in me, you know. Does it make me a bad person? Maybe. I don't know. But I have those issues. And that's the thing is, and so, and every time I've been in a long-term relationship, except once, one girl that I've ever been in a long-term relationship, she was fantastic. But literally every other relationship I've ever had has been toxic. Are those women toxic? Absolutely. But it stands to reason that I'm attracted to that type of person for a reason, because I got a little bit of that toxic in me, maybe, when it comes to relationships. So that's why I'm not, I'm scared. You know, if I get into a relationship nowadays, I'm scared of not delivering what they expect and want from me. I go into it with every intention of doing so, but I get scared. You know, now I'm not afraid of being hurt. I've spent this whole uh I've spent this whole uh you know, I've spent this whole live stream talking about how I handle being hurt, you know. So I'm not afraid of being hurt. And as a matter of fact, if I venture into a relationship with someone, I get really, when I venture into a romantic relationship, part of the thrill is the risk of being hurt. Part of the thrill is trusting that person with all of my heart, and trusting them with my emotions, and trusting them with my emotional well-being, and giving that to them and saying, here's all of me. Do what you will with it. Because if they take that for granted and they use it to hurt me, well, then they'll reveal themselves to me and I'll know, and then I'll move on, right? But what I become afraid of is once they take that and then they use it in a very positive way, and they're grateful to have that type of, to have me on that level, to have that kind of trust from me, and they treat me with care in that sense, I become afraid that I can't reiterate it properly, that I cannot reward them properly for it. I can't show them appreciation and gratitude for it. So I get scared. I get scared of being involved romantically with anyone. I just do. nowadays. Yeah, see, I love that, man. I think my favorite aspect of the Glare principles, my favorite one has got to be accountability. Um, Accountability and awareness are definitely my two favorite ones. They're the cornerstone of the whole thing, I think, because um, because when someone has so much, when someone has that type of self-awareness and they're able to reach a point to where they can take accountability, because that's a brave thing, man. That's a brave thing to be able to say, I was fucked up. I was terrible. I was terrible at certain things. I took someone's feelings for granted. That takes a lot of, it takes a lot of guts, man, to be able to face yourself in that manner and take that kind of inventory and then accept. That's where acceptance comes in, and accept that this is you. And those are the first steps to making positive changes in your life. It doesn't happen overnight, but those are the first steps taking of making a positive difference and improvement in yourself moving forward. But there's no shortcut. There's no shortcut. If you want to be a better person and you want to be a happy person, when I say better, I mean happy. If you want to be a happy person, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. You have to be self-aware, and you have to be willing to accept what you have to be willing to accept the things that you're accountable for. There's no shortcut, man. That's just how it is, dude. That's just how it is. And it's not an easy thing for everyone to do. I don't always do it. You know, I try to do it. I make a conscious effort to do it, but I don't always do it. I'm not sitting up here saying, hey, you know, I'm perfect, be like me. I'm not. No, man, don't be like me. Don't do that, you know. But it takes a lot I'm proud of myself for the fact that I've made myself aware of this method to be happy, and that I take the steps to make an effort to be this, to reach it. I make an effort. I make a genuine effort, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. But you know, nobody's ever going to be perfect. We're always going to fuck up. You know, I'm gonna end up snapping on somebody and yelling at them and shit. Yeah, that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just gonna happen. You know. So I'm not trying to come off, you know, be up here coming off like, you know, I'm some sort of, you know, guru who's got it all figured out, because I don't. Not even close. But I try. I make a genuine effort, and I believe that I do it for the right reasons. And the right reasons to me are to simply want to make my environment better and make it more pleasant for others to be within my environment. It's important to me. It's important to me. Let me see real quick, Katya. I did not see it. Now I can't find it at all. Oh. Have I done any type of therapy work? Glare, sorry if that's too personal. Shutting down is a huge coping mechanism. I have. I have been in therapy. As a kid. I was in therapy. And I was in therapy a lot as a kid. Um, and that was the thing. As a kid, it's hard to say whether or not it was helpful. When you're a kid, it's hard to take any accountability. When you're a kid, you tend to have a very entitled sense, and it's very easy to point fingers and not take any accountability and see yourself as a victim. And if let me tell you something, if you're in therapy, if you're in therapy and you're constantly, if you're the type to always be a victim, right? And you're in therapy, you're wasting your money, because you're not going to get anything out of that therapy. If you're the type of person to just be victimized all the time, you're blowing your money, because it's safe to pretty much say that you're not willing to put in the work that it takes to make the changes that you need to change in order to be happy, in order to achieve the things that you go to therapy to work on achieving. So, if if you're not capable of self-awareness and accountability, you're not going to get jack shit out of therapy. It's just not going to happen. And when it comes to things like self-improvement, when it comes to things like that, man, like hold on, sorry about that. I mean, what's up, Angelina ATF? I didn't see you. Yeah, it's hard when you've got kids in therapy, man. It's hard. And some kids are very, very capable of self-awareness, and they're very capable of because that's the thing, is kids, chances are they've got really good, pure hearts, and a kid is going to want to do the right thing. A kid is going to want to do the right thing, and if somebody explains to a child the way that child needs them to be to explain to them, if somebody explains to that child properly the way that they'll receive the information, then that child will most likely be willing to put in the work that the child is needing to do to make to do better and make better decisions. So yes, finding a therapist is definitely important. How do you shop around for a therapist? How do you shop around for? It's like a crapshoot, man. Like, how do you shop around for someone who's going to understand you, who's going to be patient with you, and is actually really going to want to put in their end of the work that you're paying for? So how you know what I mean? That's a hard thing, man. That's a tough thing. That's a tough thing. Wow. Yeah, Kasha, that's got to be challenging too, because if you have somebody who, like, if you're a highly educated or an intelligent person, it's got to be difficult to find someone who is who's smarter than you. But I don't think that matters, because a lot of you guys, that's the thing. I mean, think about it, guys. A lot of you guys who log into this channel and listen to the things that I say, and take heed to them. Um, a lot of you are very well educated. A lot of you are way smarter than I am. And I, I mean, I'm an intelligent person, but I'm not educated at all, dude. Uh, I'm not educated at all. You know, um, I think it depends on someone's perspective and their ability to express their perspective properly, and their ability to receive your perspective. Um, I think that's probably. I mean, and again, I'm just spitballing. I don't know. Um, it's got to be hard though, man. It's got to be hard because, I mean, when you're shopping for a therapist, man, you're shopping for somebody who you're trusting with your deepest and darkest secrets, man. You're digging deep. I'm the kind of guy. You know what? Hopefully what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do live stream tomorrow. I'll come back on here tomorrow because um, yeah, and a lot of genius freaks, they have real hard times, dealing with emotion too. That happens a lot too, Chelina. But what I think I'm gonna do, hopefully tomorrow, if I can, is I'll come on here and I will discuss. I'll discuss why. And a lot of you are already familiar with this, but this is going to be mostly for my new subscribers. I want to talk about why I personally choose to not take medication for my depression and my anxiety. And that's a long discussion. But I've been on here for over 2 hours now, guys. And I don't want to make one of those 3-4 hour long live streams. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to keep this one up. Like I said, I came on here pretty much just to hang out with you guys. But I'm really glad that I did. And you guys have been great as always. You've been great. And for anybody who are new subs, I appreciate you coming. And I appreciate you subscribing, and I really hope that you get as much out of this channel as I hope to put out. So thanks, Katja. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, guys. And I think we're gonna do this again tomorrow. I think maybe even later on tonight. Who knows? Who knows? And on and on. Hey, what's up? That's my favorite thing, man, is seeing. I love to see new faces, man. I love to see new faces, but my favorite, or not faces, but screen names. But I love to see my usual ones. I love to see the people who enjoy my channel, because it just makes me feel so grateful that you guys really like to hang out here. And yeah, thanks, Pretty Peaches. Yeah, don't forget, send all your love to Mingyuan, man. She's going through a hard time, man. She's physically going through a horrible time right now, and on top of that, she's going through a little bit of an emotional hard time too. She was crushed pretty hard. Someone really, some people really broke her heart and let her down. And when you're in a condition that she's in right now, when you're in that kind of condition, and people know, that's what fucking pisses me off, man. I wasn't gonna get into this, man, but man, it fucking infuriates me, man. When you know this person has these physical ailments and you know how kind and sweet they are, and for some reason you just decide to shit on them for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what kind of a piece of shit are you? What kind of a fucking slimy, shitty, dirty piece of shit are you? You know, fucking Mingyuan does not deserve to be treated the way that she's treated. I'm not gonna get into that. That's for her to talk about. But man, I mean, she was in tears. She was heartbroken. And it put me in tears just hearing her like that. You motherfuckers suck, you know? You just a couple of motherfuckers, you people, dude. Not you guys in the chat, by the way. These people that were shitty Mignon. You know, Mignon is one of those people, man. I got, you know, once in a while, somebody comes along. I'm not one of those people. But, and not, you know, by no means am I one of these people. But Mignon is one of those rare people that if you have a problem with Mignon, if you have a problem with this person, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. If you don't get along with them, you're the problem. Mignon's one of those people. People to treat her like shit like that, when the only thing that she's got, like everything's wrong with her physically. This girl is in and out of the hospital on a constant basis, and I'm constantly worried about her. And then you know, and all she's got is this platform to find happiness, you know, and yet she has a really, really positive attitude all the time. This girl has, you know, she has every right to complain. She has everything in the world to complain and bitch and moan about, and she doesn't. She never does. She explains what's going on with her. She's clear, and she explains what's happening with her, you know. But it's always, you know, it's always in a very lighthearted. She'll say, you know, because I mean, when you ask somebody how they're doing, and they're telling you, well, you know, I have no use in one of my legs, and you know, I'm in the hospital because I probably have kidney failure, you know, and the people in the hospital basically ignore me, and it was hard for me to get a bed because of this stupid fucking COVID thing. You know, but she's like, but other than that, I'm cool. How are you, man? You know, that's and it's not coming from a weird, you know, she's not fishing for sympathy. She's not fishing for that. She's just explaining what's going on with her. And when she does it with me, uh, she's doing it in a way to explain how valuable the value that she finds in being part of this channel. That's she's always expressing the things that she's grateful for. And when you're somebody like that, and you are verbally expressing the things that you're grateful for, when you're somebody like Mignon, and you are constantly, and you dealing with the ailments that she is constantly dealing with, and you know, you focus on, you try to verbally focus on the things that you're grateful for, because trust me, when you deal with all that shit, you have to make a conscious effort to focus on the things that you're grateful for. You don't just do it. You have to think about it. You have to make an effort. You have to make an effort. And Mingyuan does that. And so in her efforts, she will explain that why it's an effort. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, you know? So guys, all right, I'm going to get off here because I just keep going and going and going. But I'm going to get going, guys. I love you very much. Thank you very much. And we will be doing this again, maybe later tonight. I might do a late night stream. But if not, tomorrow. I'm gonna go into some of my stuff that I feel pretty strongly about regarding medication dependencies, things of that nature. And guys in the chat, thank you. Guys, thank you for all the love towards Mingyuan, because she really, really needs it right now. She's going to watch this later. I'm going to leave this up for her. She's going to watch this later, and she's going to see this. She's going to see all the love that you guys are sending her, and it's really going to touch her. It's really going to reach her. It's not the kind of thing that she takes for granted. So guys, I really, really appreciate you guys sending her love. All right, guys, that's it for me, and I will see you guys very, very soon. We will do this again very soon, my friends. Good night.